Hello everyone. So as you can see from the sign I just walked through, I'm in the famous Lamington National Park today in the Binnaburra section, and I'm doing a hike that I have done in part a couple of times. It's the Coomera circuit. I've been here a couple of times. I've been about as far as Kumara Falls, which is the main waterfall that you see on this walk. But today I'm coming back to do the full circuit. There was a huge amount of rain last week, so the fall should be pumping, so it's a perfect time to come back. Basically, it's an 18-kilometre circuit, passes heaps of waterfalls. Should take probably 6 hours plus a couple hours worth of photography stops. The track is actually closed, but I'm ignoring that closure because the National Park Service in their infinite wisdom has decided to shut every single track in the park based on the fact that there was a storm. And the day I let rain stop me from hiking to waterfall is the day I stop hiking to waterfall. So if there's any issues on the track, I'll be turning back and you won't see this video. But 99% sure it should be fine, and I'll see you a bit further along. It's hard to beat the sounds of the rainforest in the morning. Just all the birds, everything else, absolutely beautiful out here. Basically it's a 5-kilometre walk to Kumara Falls, which is the main lookout, so you could do that as a 10k out and back hike, which is what I've done in the past. So it probably takes about an hour each way to that one, so that's going to be our first stop. And that's the biggest, best waterfall along here, and it should be pretty awesome today, so I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, just walking through the rainforest after some rain in the morning, it's hard to beat. Not exactly what you want to see at the fork onto the Coomera circuit, but we can walk around it. Okay, so I've spent about 20 minutes so far on this closed track. There's nothing wrong with it, it is totally fine. But I've come to a pretty cool spot where, way off in the distance, is a very large waterfall. If the camera's going to focus on it, please focus. Pretty awesome overlook here into the Coomera Gorge. Little waterfall you can see down there as well. Don't think I'm far off Coomera Falls now. We're going about an hour. But this is a seriously impressive walk, and there is so much water around across that many little creeks that I've never seen before. So it should be pretty spectacular when I get there, I think. Well, I have made the lookout for Coomera and Bilgong Falls, and it is spectacular. Check it out. Coomera Falls is way down in the gorge there, and Yarapuga Falls on the side creek. I'm at least 100 metres up here, so these are big waterfalls. Just incredible. Nice waterfall that comes into the Kumara River, usually not much more than a trickle, but obviously it's flowing well today. I'm pretty sure this one is Gogandara Falls. Well, I can't remember how to pronounce the name of this falls. I flashed on the screen. It was like Gogandara Falls or something, just further on. Super pretty as well. I've arrived at the first real difficult obstacle, which is this crossing of the Kumara River. As you can see, it's flowing extremely strongly, so it could be a little bit challenging. Well, the track has zigzagged back and forth over the river a couple of times since I last filmed maybe 10 minutes ago, but now it's come to this crossing, and this looks by far the hardest of the lot because there aren't any conveniently placed stones like on the other ones. The track continues there, but yeah, this gives some idea. This could be challenging. Well, it's quite dark in the forest, as you can see from the camera being a bit, well, dark. But I've reached the cascading Gogandara Falls. Come on, Brian, over a bit. There we go. Not particularly impressive, but just upstream from it is a much more impressive Barrajam Falls, which you can just see through the trees. I've got another creek crossing about to come up here, which could be interesting. But yeah, nice little swimming pool though down at Gogandara Falls. I might head around to the base of it and have a little check out of that. But yeah, I'll give you a shot of Gogandara Falls as well. The base of Gogandara Falls, super pretty. Not amazingly impressive by the standards of many of the other falls here, but still, it's like a powerful cascade. It's still quite pretty cool and with a really nice pool. Well, this is the gorgeous Gogandara Falls. Really, really pretty. This is the lower section, and then there's an upper tier just upstream, which I'll be at in a minute, so I'll see you up there. I had to cross over the creek just above that little cascade there, which was a bit challenging, but I just sort of waded through the pool just above it and it was okay. I think the trick to this walk when it's high flow is just suck it up and get your feet wet. If you start trying to hop across slippery rocks, you're in trouble. Well, I followed a short spur trail which has taken me to the upper tier of Gogandara Falls. Not anything huge, but super pretty and absolutely pumping. Well, only a few minutes past Gogandara Falls and I've come to this really pretty waterfall called Barrajam Falls on a feeder creek. Really, really pretty. Obviously a lot of the time this one wouldn't have much water, given it's not on the main river. But today, it's really nice. Another really pretty waterfall on the Coomera River. This one is Chikiganya Falls. The light's not really looking after me here, which isn't ideal. Try and crank it up a little bit. But yeah, it's a really, really nice spot, really wide waterfall. And yeah, only another few minutes further on. Well, I've reached yet another waterfall, just a couple minutes further on. This one's also on a side creek. Someone is really taking the piss with these names. Gogandara Falls. Anyway, it's really cute. Oops. The light's kind of bad now, which is not ideal, but it is a really nice little waterfall. In the middle of a river crossing now. Unbelievably pretty point this. The river is slightly less powerful now after a few tributary creeks have flowed into it, so it's much easier to get across. But it is just so beautiful here. This is Bilgong Cascade. Really pretty, not much of a waterfall, not big, but it's really delicate little cascade in a glorious setting. This is Chikiganya Falls, only a couple minutes further upstream. Pretty small, this one, but interesting too, with sort of a little rivuletting kind of thing it's doing down the rock there. 2 more waterfalls after this one, so most of the way there now. Well, the trend of extremely hard to pronounce names continues at Gogandara Falls. I mean, good luck. However, it is a gorgeous waterfall, and I'll go take some photos from down there. Okay, so I've arrived at Guarawa Falls, the final waterfall of the day. The view is pretty ordinary from the track. I'm going to try and scramble down to the base, get some better shots. But nonetheless, it really caps off a pretty unbelievable day of waterfalls. I think I ended up finding probably about 8 or 9. I'll probably flash out the number on there because I can't remember off the top of my head. But you know, this has got to be one of the great waterfall walks anywhere, but certainly in southeast Queensland. Still got a fair bit of hiking to do, so I'll show you a bit more of that. But that's mostly just going to be along the border track, which is basically a highway. So won't be too much more footage in this video, but I will show you the base of Guarawa Falls once I get down there. Okay, so as you might have been able to tell from the end of the footage at Guarawa Falls, it started absolutely hosing down with rain, and I'm just using the opportunity now where it's just sort of eased off in case it comes back to wrap up the video. Still 5k's off Binnaburra. It ended up being, once you hit the junction with the border track, it's 7.6k's back to Binnaburra, or 10k's back the other way through the circuit, so it's a 17.6k track in total, that means. Obviously it's a really amazing walk, probably the best of the waterfall circuits that are in Lamington. There's a few, you know, the West Mulgrave Circuit, Talona Creek, Albert River, probably some others that I'm forgetting about, but this one has some seriously impressive waterfalls, amazing rainforest, especially after the rain. So yeah, highly recommend a visit. There was nothing wrong with the track despite the closure sign, so make what you will of that. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.